I think that the United States of America is a costly place to live. The cost of things in the United States of America is really high.
The United States of America has food and expensive housing and expensive cars. I believe that the United States of America has a lot of things.
The main reason I think the United States of America feels expensive is that the United States of America has a cost of living. Groceries, rent, healthcare, education, even a simple cup of coffee. People around the world look at America and they think,
greater than high salaries, so life must be easy. People who live in America ask a different question.
I have been earning money lately but somehow I am saving less money. This is really confusing to me. I think about my money and I wonder why I am not saving more of my money. I earn money but I still do not have much money saved. I want to know why earning money does not mean I am saving more of my money. This video is not about blaming one thing. It is about the video itself and what the video is trying to say. The video is not focused on blaming one thing, the video is focused on the topic of the video. The main topic of the video is what the video is really about. The video is not about blaming one thing. It is about understanding how the system works. We need to know how the system works to make it better. The system works in a way and we have to learn about the system to use it properly. Understanding how the system works is very important to get the results from the system. Cost of living isn't just numbers. It makes the decision. Stress levels. Family choices. The place where people live is called a home or a house. It is where people live with their families. People live in these homes or houses. Homes or houses are where people live.
Asterisk, do our dreams really feel like something we can achieve and make happen in our lives, or are they something that seems really far away and impossible to reach? I mean, do our dreams feel possible to us? For people who are not rich, the cost of things going up does not seem like it is just about money. The rising costs are a problem for the middle class. These things feel personal to me. The personal things feel personal. From outside the USA, the salaries are really big. I mean, they look huge. To me, the salaries are just so large.
Houses look really big. To me, life is really easy and comfortable. For me, I mean, my life looks comfortable.
From inside the USA, the bills arrive every month.
Emergencies are expensive. The stability of things feels like it could break apart at any moment. It is really fragile.
Both views are true and incomplete. Things in the USA are expensive, not because people are careless. Asterisk, the system is designed around things, and that is the reason, but because the system is designed around asterisk convenience, asterisk speed, asterisk individual responsibility. Those things cost money. You have to pay for those things. The cost of those things can be pretty high. Those things are not free, that is for sure. Most Americans have said this at some point. I really have no idea what happens to my money. My money just seems to disappear. I am not sure where my money goes. I wish I could keep track of my money better. It is not because people are bad at handling their money. They just have a time with the money they have. Money is a part of the problem, but it is not the only reason. The money issue is what causes a lot of stress for people. That is why money is such a big deal. People have trouble with their money. That is why money can be so difficult to deal with. But because costs are asterisk layered, this person gets an amount of money for the work they do. They earn a salary. The salary is good enough for them to live comfortably. The company pays asterisk rent, asterisk insurance, asterisk utilities, asterisk transportation, asterisk food, asterisk healthcare premiums. At the end of the month, very little remains. Not luxury spending, just survival costs. We will break this down into asterisk reasons, asterisk not opinions, asterisk housing, asterisk healthcare, asterisk education, asterisk transportation, asterisk food, asterisk taxes, asterisk lifestyle systems, one by one. To understand why everything is expensive, we need to think about what's happening with the prices of things we buy. Everything is expensive because the cost of living is going up. The cost of living is going up. That is why everything is expensive. We see that everything is expensive when we go to the store and buy things. Everything is expensive. It is hard to afford the things we need.
We need to begin with the cost of all. The biggest cost of all is something that we have to think about.
When we talk about the cost of all, we are talking about the biggest cost of all and its impact. Not food, not healthcare, housing. I do not understand why everything feels so expensive to me. Prices of things, like food and clothes and housing, seem high. The cost of everything is going up. It is hard to afford the things I need. Everything just feels expensive. The answer starts with the places asterisk where people live. This is really about the areas asterisk where people live. Because in the USA, housing is not just a necessity. The foundation of the cost of living is really the main thing that affects the cost of living. The cost of living is what it is because of the foundation of the cost of living. Housing in the USA is expensive because demand is high. They do not have a lot of the things people want to buy. The supply is restricted. The supply of these things is really limited. The place where you are really matters a lot to people, like you and me, because locations matter deeply, and that is why locations matter deeply to all of us. The government has these rules called zoning laws. They limit what people can build and where they can build it, which really affects construction of new things, like houses and buildings, and that is what zoning laws limit the construction of these things. This combination makes the prices of things go up.
Even for basic homes. In the USA, most of the jobs are found in cities because that is where you can find a lot of companies and businesses. Cities have a lot of jobs. In fields, the jobs are really concentrated in cities.
Cities are not allowing a lot of houses to be built. This is a problem for people who want to buy or rent a house in the city. The city is stopping housing from being built, which means people have to look elsewhere to live. Cities are limiting housing, and this is causing a lot of trouble for people who need a place to stay.
There is a lot of competition for space among people, and people really have to compete for space. People are always looking for space. It seems like people are competing with other people for this space. Space is something that people need. People will do what they can to get the space they want.
Result: the cost of rent is going up a lot faster than what people are earning from their jobs. This means that rent is increasing at a quicker rate than salaries. People are finding it really tough because the rent rises much faster than their salaries. A lot of Americans spend 30 to 50% of income on rent or mortgage.
That leaves less for things like the things that people really need, the things that are important to them, such as food and a place to live. That leaves less for these things. Savings, emergencies, peace of mind. Housing stress is constant.
A family is able to find a job that pays well and is something they like. The family is really happy to have found this job. The job is a job for the family. But the rent nearby is too high. People move away from the things they do not like. The people move away from the places that are not good for them. The people and the things they do not like are getting farther and farther apart. The people are moving away from these things because they want to be happy.
What thing increases? Commute time, fuel costs, stress. Housing really does affect everything in our lives. The place we call home, which is our housing, has an impact on us. Housing is something that affects how we live. It is a big part of our daily lives. Our housing is the place where we spend most of our time. It is no surprise that housing affects everything.
Buying a home in the USA requires large down payment, strong credit score, stable income history. Even middle-class families struggle. Housing isn't expensive because homes are luxurious.
It is expensive because computer chips are scarce. Computer chips are scarce. That is why they are expensive.
People need things in the places where they are needed the most. When the cost of housing goes up, employers are giving people wages. This is good for the employees because they get money when employers raise wages. Employers raise wages to help people have a life. Companies are increasing the cost of things, so businesses raise prices on the things we buy, which means businesses raise prices, and that affects all of us when we go shopping. The services become really expensive. You have to pay a lot of money for the services. The cost of the services is very high. This is because the services are not cheap. The services become expensive. It is a problem for many people who need the services.
The cost of housing is going everywhere. Housing inflation is a problem that is affecting many places. Housing inflation is spreading to all areas. The cost of housing is what takes a chunk of my money every time I get paid. Housing is really expensive. It drains the budget first. I have to pay for housing before I can think about anything. Housing costs are just so high that they use up a lot of my budget from the start.
But the second biggest shock, it happens when someone gets sick. The illness comes when someone gets sick. Healthcare, a fixed monthly cost, that thing that slowly drains your income. Healthcare is different. The water does not drain slowly. It hits you very suddenly. Healthcare in the USA is expensive because
it is largely privatized. The insurance company controls who gets access to things like care and money to fix damages. This means the insurance has a lot of power over what people can and cannot do. The insurance controls access to these things. The prices of things are over the place. They do not have a standard cost. The prices are really different everywhere. The prices are not the same.
The administration adds a lot of layers to things that we do every day. This means that the administration is making things more complicated by adding steps and rules to follow. The administration and the people who work for the administration have to deal with all these layers.
Every step that we take is going to add to the cost of the project. This means that the more steps we have, the more it is going to cost us. Every single step adds cost. Most Americans do not pay directly. They pay through monthly premiums, deductibles, the cost of co-pays that people have to pay when they go to the doctor or hospital. For co-pays is usually a fixed amount of money for the co-pays. Out-of-pocket limits. People who have insurance still have to pay a lot of money. Insurance does not mean that people do not have to pay for things. People with insurance pay a lot.
A lot of people in the United States are really scared of getting sick. The Americans are worried about illness. They do not want to get illness. Many Americans fear illness because it can make them feel very bad. Not because of pain, but because of bills. One big emergency can wipe out all the money you have been saving for years. This is because an emergency like that can be very expensive and it can use up all your savings. An emergency can really hurt your finances. That is why it is so important to be prepared for things like that. A single emergency can be very costly. It can erase all the money you have been saving for a long time, which is why you should always try to have some extra money set aside for emergencies like that. When someone has chest pain, it can be really scary. The person feels chest pain. That is a bad sign. Chest pain is a symptom that something's wrong with the chest. The person with chest pain should see a doctor because chest pain is serious. People are really scared to go to the hospital. The hospital is a place that makes people nervous. Going to the hospital is something that people do not like to do. The hospital is where people go when they are sick or hurt. People still do not want to go to the hospital. It is not because the people are brave. People are afraid of the cost of things. The cost is what really scares them. They do not want to pay a lot of money for the cost. The cost is a problem for them. In the USA, sometimes the cost of the treatment is not clear until you have it, and that can be really frustrating when you are trying to figure out how much the medical treatment will cost. The medical treatment cost is something that you often do not know beforehand, which makes it hard to plan for the treatment. The bills usually arrive a weeks later than they should, which is really frustrating because the bills are already something I do not look forward to, and then the bills come even later. It is really tough to argue with the charges that you get. The charges are very difficult to dispute when you think they are not right. You have to go through a lot of trouble to dispute the charges.
The healthcare system can be really scary because you do not know what is going to happen. Healthcare is full of surprises. That is what makes it so unpredictable. I think this is because healthcare deals with people's lives, and that is very complicated. Healthcare is something that affects us all. We should try to make it better. The thing about healthcare is that it is always changing, and that makes it hard to figure out what will happen next. Healthcare is a part of our lives, and we need to make sure it is working properly.
The hospitals in America are really good. In fact, America has some of the hospitals in the whole world. People go to these hospitals to get the best care. The American hospitals have doctors and nurses who take good care of their patients. America is a place to get medical help because of these wonderful American hospitals.
Getting to something usually depends on things like
employment, insurance, timing. Quality exists.
That is something we can all see and feel when we look at something that has quality. The thing about quality is that it is very important to people. Quality is what makes something bad. We want things that have quality because they are better and they last longer. Quality is what we look for when we buy things. The quality of something is what makes us happy or not happy with it. Quality. It is very important to us. We need to make sure that the things we use every day have quality.
I do not think that certainty does. High healthcare costs mean that people have to pay a lot of money for care.
The cost of healthcare is really expensive. It is a big problem for many individuals. High healthcare costs are an issue because they can be very difficult to afford. People who need attention may have to spend all of their money on high healthcare costs. This is why high healthcare costs are such a deal and why people are trying to find ways to make healthcare more affordable. Some of the things that make healthcare costs so bad include the price of prescription medication, the cost of hospital stays, the expense of doctor visits. High healthcare costs are a problem that needs to be solved so that people can get the care they need without having to worry about the cost. Higher insurance premiums for employers, higher wages needed for workers, higher prices for goods and services. The cost of healthcare is going up over the place. Healthcare prices are rising everywhere. This is a problem because it affects the cost of healthcare for everyone. Healthcare inflation is spreading to every part of the country. The cost of housing takes a lot of our income every month. Housing is an expense that we have to pay for every month. Housing costs are something that we have to deal with monthly. When you think about healthcare, it can be really scary because it can hurt your savings away. Healthcare costs are a deal and they can instantly affect your savings. This is something that a lot of people worry about when it comes to healthcare. Now we are going to discuss another cost that's long-term. This cost is something that we will have to pay for a time. The long-term cost is one of the things that we need to think about. There is something that quietly shapes adult life. Education and student loans. The place you call home is really important. Housing affects where you live. It is the house or the apartment that you have. It is a big part of your life. Housing affects where you live and the people you meet. You will make friends with the people who live near you. Housing affects where you live and it is something that you should think about carefully. Healthcare is really important because it affects how people survive and stay healthy. Healthcare is what helps people when they are sick or hurt. The quality of healthcare that people get can make a difference in how they survive and feel better. Healthcare is essential for people to live a healthy life. Healthcare plays a role in how people survive every day. Education affects your future. It is very important to get an education because education affects your entire future and it will help you do well in life. Education is something that affects your future in many ways. And in the USA, education is really costly. It is one of the things a person will pay for in their life. People spend a lot of money on education. College in the USA is expensive because universities are really like businesses. They do a lot of things that regular companies do. Universities have to make money. They have to spend money just like businesses do. The thing is, universities are also places where people go to learn, so they are a little different from businesses. But in ways universities operate like businesses, they have to be careful with their money and they have to make smart decisions. Universities are like businesses because they have to compete with universities to get students to come there, and they have to offer things that other universities do not offer, like good teachers and nice buildings. Universities operate like businesses every day. Facilities are always trying to be the best. They compete with each other for prestige. The thing about facilities is that they really want to be seen as the facilities. So the facilities compete with facilities to get that prestige. This is very important for facilities because it makes them stand out from facilities. Facilities like to be known as facilities. Administrative costs are high. The government funding has gone down a lot over the years. The government funding used to be a lot higher. Now the government funding is not as much as it used to be. This is because the government funding has been decreasing over time and it is still going down. The government funding is very important. It is sad to see the government funding decline like this. The students are trying to cover the gap that exists. Students have to work to cover this gap. The gap is something that the students need to cover. For many Americans, when you are 18 years old, student debt often starts to add up for people, and this student debt can be a big problem for students. Student debt is something that students have to deal with from an age like 18, lasts into their 30s or 40s, affects housing and family decisions. Debt becomes a way of life. It is like something that people get used to. It becomes a part of their daily routine. Debt is something that they have to deal with every day. The debt becomes a lifestyle that they have to live with. People are told that they need to do things in a way. People are told things. For example, people are told what to eat and what to wear. People are told how to live their lives. The thing is, people are told many things that it can be hard to know what to do. People are told to follow the rules and listen to others. Sometimes people are told to be independent and make their own decisions. It seems like people are told things and it can be confusing. People are told to be themselves. People are also told to fit in. People are told a lot of things. It is hard to keep track of what people are told. Greater than, education is the key to success, but rarely told. The key is something that you have to pay for your life. You will have to make payments for the key. The key comes with payments that you will have to make long as you live. A student graduates. People find a job. This is something that people do when they want to work and earn money. Finding a job is a part of life for many people. When people find a job, they can do things they like and get paid for it. People find a job to support themselves and their families, but a large portion of their income goes toward loans, not living. It seems like success is taking a time to happen. Success is something that we all want. Sometimes success feels like it is not coming soon enough. We want to see success in our lives, and when success does not happen away, it can be really frustrating. Waiting for success can be very hard. Higher education really does make a difference in our lives. It helps people learn things and get better jobs. Higher education is very important for our future. Some of the ways higher education improves our lives are: it helps us meet people and make friends. We learn new skills that are useful in our daily life. Higher education opens doors for us and helps us achieve our goals. It is very good for people who want to do in life and have a successful career. Higher education is the key to a successful life. Earnings, opportunities, stability, but the entry cost is high. Education isn't expensive because knowledge is rare. It is expensive because the company needs people who have credentials. The thing that makes it costly is that credentials are required. This means people have to have the credentials. The cost is high because credentials are required to do the job. For access to opportunity, higher debt means a lot of things. It means people have to pay money back. Higher debt is something that can cause problems for people who have it. Higher debt is when you owe a lot of money to someone. This is not a situation to be in because higher debt can be very stressful. You have to think about debt all the time when you are trying to pay it back. Higher debt is an issue that people have to deal with every day. Less spending flexibility, higher salary expectations, increased pressure on wages. This increases the amount that people have to pay for the service, which raises overall costs for the company and the customers, and that is what raises overall costs. So far, housing controls income. The cost of healthcare is a problem for people who are trying to save their money because healthcare can threaten the savings that people have worked hard to build up over time. Healthcare costs are very high. They can use up a lot of money that people have saved. This is why healthcare is a threat to people's savings. I think that education can delay our freedom. Education is very important for people. Education can also delay our freedom. When we are in school, we have to follow the rules and do what the teachers say. That does not give us a lot of freedom. Education is still very good for people, but education can delay our freedom, which is something that people want to have, and that is the freedom to make our own choices and live our own lives, and education can delay that freedom for a while because education takes time, and time is something that we do not have a lot of, so education delays our freedom. Next comes a daily expense that people often do not think about enough: the cost of transportation, or what people pay for transportation, like the money people spend on transportation. Education is really important because it shapes the future of people. The things we learn through education help us become people and make good decisions in life. Education shapes the future. It is very necessary for everyone. But transportation shapes everyday life. In the USA, distance isn't optional. The system has this feature built into it. The system is designed that way. The system really does have this built into it. Transportation is expensive because cities are really spread out over the place. I mean, you have cities that are spread out very far from each other, and that is what makes cities spread out so much. The public transport options are not very good. I mean, the public transport is really limited. Cars are essential, not optional. The cost of fuel, the cost of insurance, and the cost of maintenance for the car really add up when you own a car. The fuel costs, insurance costs, and maintenance costs are things that you have to pay for regularly. This is because the cost of fuel, the cost of insurance, and the cost of maintenance are expenses that you cannot avoid when you have a car. Owning a car is a requirement in most places. In many American cities, work is far from home. Stores are not walkable. The sidewalks are really not there. You can barely find any sidewalks. All the sidewalks are almost non-existent. The system thinks that you are driving a car. It is like the system is made for people who drive cars. The system assumes that you have a car and you drive it. A lot of people in the United States do not ask, "I want to know if I can afford a car." The question is, can I really afford a car? I am thinking about buying a car. I need to figure out if I have enough money for a car. Buying a car is a deal, and I want to make sure I can afford the car. They ask, "I really need to have one. How can I possibly afford not to get one?" Having one is really important to me. The question is, how can I afford not to have one? Someone is looking for a place to live. They find a place that is not too expensive. The rent is cheaper than places they have seen. This person is happy because they find rent. They can now afford to pay the rent for this place. The cheaper rent is a help to this person.
The place is really away. It is far away from here. The distance to the place is quite big.
People drive for a time. They have to drive. This means the car is moving for a period when people drive longer. More fuel. More wear. I am losing time. My savings just disappear when they are being transferred from one place to another. It is really frustrating to see my savings disappear in transit. I do not know what happens to my savings when they disappear in transit.
Beyond the car itself, *insurance, mandatory, parking fees,
tolls, repairs. Transportation costs are really eating away at our money. The thing about transportation is that it quietly drains our income. We have to pay for transportation every day. It is a big expense. Transportation is something that we all need. It costs a lot of money.
Transportation isn't expensive because cars are luxury items. It is expensive because there are no options, the alternatives are missing. The thing is, when you do not have alternatives you have to pay more. That is why alternatives are missing is a big problem.
When the cost of transportation goes up, the cost of getting food delivered is going up. This means that when you order food from a place and you want it to be brought to your home, you have to pay money for the food delivery. The food delivery costs are. That is not good for people who like to get food delivered to their homes. Food delivery costs are a problem now because they are too high.
The service prices are going up now. The service prices will be higher from on. This means people will have to pay more for the service prices. The daily commute can be really stressful and it affects how well people work at their jobs, so commute stress is an issue because commute stress really hurts productivity. Distance multiplies expense. The cost of housing really takes a lot of money out of my pocket every month. I have to pay for housing every month and it drains my income. Housing is an expense that I have to deal with monthly. Healthcare can really catch you off guard when you least expect it. Healthcare issues do not always give you warning signs, so healthcare problems can sneak up on you at any time. Getting an education can lead to a lot of debt that you have to pay back for a time. Education is really expensive. This means that people who get an education have to deal with education debt for years to come. The cost of transportation is really high. It takes a lot of money from us every single day. Transportation is something that we have to pay for daily.
Food should be simple, but in the USA, food that is really basic can still feel like it costs a lot of money. I mean, the food that people normally eat every day, that kind of food, it feels expensive too. Even basic food feels expensive.
Food in the USA is expensive because supply chains are long. Labor costs are high. Packaging and branding add cost.
People think it is more important to have things easy and convenient than to have things easy to understand. This means that convenience is what matters most, even if it is not always simple. Convenience is the thing that people care about and they want it in their daily lives, so convenience is what gets prioritized. You are not just paying for food. When you buy food you are paying for a lot of things too, like the people who made the food and the place where you eat it. Food is one part of it. You are also paying for the experience of eating at that place and the service you get from the people who work there. The food is important. It is not the only thing you are paying for.
You are paying for systems. In America, the food comes in packages that are already put together. Pre-cooked pre-delivered. Convenience really saves us a lot of time. We get free time to do the things we want to do when we have convenience. Convenience saves time. It is that simple.
For example, convenience stores are open all the time so we can buy things when it is convenient for us. This means we do not have to wait until the morning to buy things we need. Convenience saves time. It makes our life easier. We can use the time we save to do things that are important to us, like spending time with our family and friends or doing things that we really enjoy, like reading or watching movies. Convenience saves time. That is a good thing.
But costs money. A lot of people in the United States say, "Greater than I did not buy a lot of things, so why is the bill high for my shopping? The bill for the things I bought is really high. I do not understand why the bill is so high." The cost of food is going up slowly. Food prices are. It is happening quietly. This means that people may not notice the rise in food prices at first. The prices of food are going up. It is a quiet process. You know, little by small increases can really add up fast. Think about it, all these increases in the things we buy every day, they do not seem like a lot at first, but after some time small increases can add up fast. This is what happens with increases, they add up fast over time. A person shops for 1 week, milk, eggs, vegetables, bread, snacks, no luxury items. The total is really surprising. It is a lot of money. The total feels shocking. Cooking at home is cheaper. I think that is because when you buy food from a restaurant you have to pay for a lot of things, like the people who work there and the building they use. When you cook at home you only have to pay for the food you eat. Cooking at home is also a way to make sure you are eating healthy food because you can choose what ingredients you use. For example, you can use vegetables from your garden if you have one. Cooking at home is a way to save money and eat well. Cooking at home is something that more people should try, but requires time, energy, planning. Eating out costs more, but fits busy schedules. The system is really about making things easy for people. It pushes convenience so that people can do things quickly. The system pushes convenience convenience every step of the way.
Food isn't expensive because there's scarcity. This thing is costly because the company is making money from the fact that efficiency is monetized. They are getting paid for making things work better, so that is why it is expensive. The efficiency is monetized. That is the main reason for the high cost.
When the cost of food goes up, people need to get paid more. Wages must really rise so that everyone can afford the things they need. Wages must rise to keep up with the cost of living.
Some restaurants are raising their prices now. Restaurants do this for a lot of reasons. The main reason is that restaurants have to pay money for food and other things. So restaurants raise their prices to make sure they have money to stay open. This means people have to pay money when they go to restaurants. Restaurants, like this, have to balance their prices so people will still come to eat at the restaurants.
The cost of delivery is going up, which means that delivery fees increase. This is something that affects the delivery fees. So when you order something, you have to pay more because the delivery fees increase.
Food inflation is moving fast. It is affecting the prices of food everywhere. Food inflation is a problem because it makes food cost more. We have covered the costs. Now we are going to talk about the hidden ones.
There are costs that people do not notice. The costs people do not notice can add up over time. People often overlook the costs people do not notice because they are not immediately apparent. The costs people do not notice can be hidden in things. Sometimes the costs people do not notice are the ones that have an impact on our lives. We should pay attention to the costs people do not notice. I have to wait until the paycheck arrives. It is smaller than I expected. Taxes, fees, and services. Food costs are visible. Rent is obvious. Medical bills shot. But some of the biggest expenses in the USA are almost invisible. The shots do not feel painful one time. The shots are not something that people find painful when they get them. The constant pain is really bad. These things hurt all the time. The pain does not go away. In the USA, many expenses are split into small fees. Charged monthly automatically deducted. You do not feel the weight of something all at the same time. The weight of the situation comes to you slowly. It takes some time to really feel the full weight of the thing that is happening to you. Americans pay a lot of money for things. The cost of living in America is really high. Americans pay for food and housing and cars. Americans also pay for healthcare and education. Americans pay taxes on the money they earn. Americans pay bills every month for things like electricity and water. Federal taxes state taxes local taxes. But taxes aren't the only deduction. There are fees for things like banking credit cards phone plans internet utilities parking tolls. Each person feels really small. The world is a place and sometimes each person feels really small. Together Google and Amazon are really companies. They have a lot of power and influence. Google and Amazon are massive. People often say, I got a raise. It does not feel like I have more money. The raise, everything, but somehow I do not feel richer. I mean, I am making money now. I got a raise and that is a good thing, but for some reason it does not feel like it is making a big difference. I still do not feel richer. The system takes in the increases that happen. This means the system absorbs these increases. The system is able to take in these increases. That is what the system does. The increases are absorbed by the system through fees and services. I get a paycheck in the mail. The paycheck arrives at my house. My paycheck is something I really look forward to. When the paycheck arrives, it is a feeling. Before spending anything, the amount of taxes that were taken out from my money is what I want to know about. Taxes deducted, specifically the taxes deducted that I have to pay and how it affects the taxes deducted that I get to keep. The insurance amount has been deducted. The money for my retirement is being taken out. What is left feels really small, not all what I was expecting. The amount that is left is a lot less than I thought it would be. Services in the USA are expensive because labor is costly.